And one of our members, these are her photos. What's her name? Christine Sparks. Christine Sparks. She is amazing. Yeah. So those are all of her photos. She uses an iPhone, so I don't know. I guess, yeah. And she's patient, I think, too. Like, wow,
is that beautiful?
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It's so beautiful. Beautiful.
I think that's going to take you to Grow Native Massachusetts website, I think. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yep. Hey, the more
we work with
pictures
a graphic
of the same thing that goes
designer,
out,
through
the better in general for
Sunshine
the search.
Signs, I think. And but that photo that's the back is also one of Christine's photos that they used as the background.
Wow.
And she had another photo that was kind of on the table that was like a pond or something like that, but it took a little bit away from these images. So so I really like the way it ended up. It's just beautiful.
Now, how much does a sign like this cost?
It was over $1,000. It was like $1,200 or something like that. So we can thank the Worcester Garden Club for that.
Very nice. Just gonna sneak in and get a
Yeah, that's a first
And
class.
it's
It's
just
that
a- it's
aluminum
like
and
a-
everything, right?
Yeah, it's metal, and we did have an issue. So they put it in last fall, and then last winter I was over here. Somebody was over here and maybe it was Nikki. Took a picture because the corner was like coming
water
apart
starting
from
to
the
get in.
aluminum, and they think that so they put it in like October, and they think it was too cold, so it started to peel away. So they put a new one. It was guaranteed, so they put a new one on. Yeah, when it got warmer out in the spring. I wanted to point out one of my favorite things about this garden, and you'll see it as we walk down too. And maybe Gary's a little more scientific than I am. Maybe you can speak to this, but this plant back here is called Great Blue Lobelia, the purple one. And right next to it is Great Blue Lobelia, and it's white. So it's a genetic variation. So seeds collected from the same plant that, and there's some more white there.
Yeah. Is there such a thing as an albino plant? I mean, what is it? We'll probably know.
What do you think, Gary? No albino
What
plant?
you said is that variation.
Variation.
I separate them and they mix up again. So I
Oh,
know
okay.
it's not seed in the
Right,
it's just
right.
a variation.
It's a variation, yeah.
That was a question that came into my mind. You know?
Yeah.
Is this prairie drop seed?
I figured not.
This is not. This is a sedge, and I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, pretty.
It is beautiful. There is some. There are some other grasses in here. This one is so cool. You can see the seeds here. That one's called Side Oats Grandma, which is the common name, obviously, and not the Latin name. But it's so pretty. I can't wait to get some seeds from this. So when we collect seeds, which we've already started to collect seeds from some of our sites in Worcester, we won't collect too many. You know, we want to leave some for the birds. But we do, all of our seeds are hand collected, hand cleaned, hand packaged, so that we will be, and we still have a lot of seeds left over from last year. But those are the seeds that we give out at our winter sow program, so we can look forward to that. So look for the Side Oats Grandma. I don't know the name, Gary. Leo, unfortunately, is not here, but I can find out for you. It is pretty, yeah. And to me, it's very like, okay, this is the garden. The sedges are around it, but unfortunately, the DPW came in and we left behind the sign, and the sedges behind the sign. So, yeah, I know. So I was like, wait a minute. There's a sign right there. Like, how did they miss that sign? So anyway, they're going to pay for them. So
They should.
Cool.
they should.
Yeah, they
That's
just
not going to let that go.
I think that's the next step of teaching that has to happen,
Yes.
that we got to get landscapers on board,
Yeah.
and that the folks who work for the landscapers
Can recognize.
should recognize stuff,
Yes.
aren't so plant blind.
Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why I'm
So
doing it.
this is a
Yeah.
beauty. This one's called Little Blue Stem. It's not Big Blue Stem.
Uh-huh.
And it's gorgeous. And I just put those two in this. Those are also Little Blue Stem. So you can see like the bee balm gets kind of leggy. And so we're trying to hide that for next year. So
Goes in
there's
the back.
always going to be like little bits and pieces to fill in. So yeah, so next season I think those will look like this, and it's just such a beautiful color and texture.
What's this guy back here?
Oh, that's St. John's wort, a type of St. John's wort. I think it's giant St. John's wort. Those are the seed pods on the top,
Okay.
and there's more over here.
Can you hold this one?
This one is called sneezeweed, which is beautiful. Yeah, I love it.
Beautiful, I agree.
And it attracts these gorgeous moths that Betty knows the name of, right?
Yeah, but I can't remember the name because it's not a common.
It's not a common name, yeah. It's beautiful though. Yeah, there's a couple there. There's some more blue lobelia that's actually white. And jopai weed, yep. And this is, which I think this plant is beautiful even when it goes to seed. This is Penstemon digitalis. I think it's a digitalis. And those are the seed pods at the top. But it's so pretty even when it goes to seed. Not quite ready to gather seed yet. It needs to be a little bit drier, but yeah, the one in the back, the bright purple, is New York ironweed. This one is a bee magnet. It's called Anise hyssop.
Yeah, I didn't know what kind of hyssop it was,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is water. Yeah, I've got one in my yard, but it's really full because I've had it for years.
You have this, Abby, yes?
You got it.
I haven't
seen it.
Yeah.
It's licorice.
Maybe next
It
year.
smells like licorice. The seeds even more so. Smell like licorice. Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
This is called Anise hyssop, and it's not actually native to Massachusetts. It's a little bit south. Do you know, Gary, where it's native to? A little bit south of us. Yeah. It's like New York, New Jersey native.
But it doesn't fall over.
A little bit.
And it's very, smells so nice. And these here are called, sorry little guy. These are called nodding onion. They're part of the onion family.
Do you smell this?
And
yeah.
in the beginning when I winter sowed them, I was told it might take 3 years for them to bloom. So they just look like, you know, like stalks. But actually, my rain garden at home, I have like a bunch of them along the berm, and that was planted last, June. And all the nodding onions have bloomed. So I think if they're happy, they might bloom the second year. Back there, that's another kind of St. John's wort.
Yeah, it is.
That's a really good question.
This isn't the aggressive canopy.
No, it's not. We wouldn't plant that. Yeah. I don't know. There's so many golden
There's
rods.
so many.
Yeah. More
It's sweet.
Yeah, I'd like to plant some in
We
my yard.
try to kind of hit all the seasons. So if you look in here, there's all along there's columbine, red columbine. So that's a spring bloomer. So we really tried Well, I should not say we. Leo, in his design, really tried hard to hit all the seasons. It's really important for declining bumblebee populations to have nectar all seasons, especially early nectar. So,
And they say if you got the room, you want to have a good amount of one kind of plant.
Yes.
So the pollinators can just kind of jump from space to space and don't got to work so hard to find them.
yes. That's a narrow leaf mountain mint.
Oh, okay.
I know. The leaf, yeah. Definitely. I love all the mountain mints. They're so pretty. That's called New York ironweed. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's such a sweet color. I think, I'm not sure, but